bit. So I just switched from OBS, or to OBS from NVIDIA GeForce. So we'll see how this goes. It was making me log in. And all those videos I made in the past, I had just logged in one time in the very beginning. And it remembered my credentials, I guess. And then for some reason, it stopped remembering. I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I made a video even. So I haven't really been playing with Lisp much. And I didn't remember the password, so for whatever email I used for that thing. So I just uninstalled it. Switched to OBS, I guess. I just installed it a couple minutes ago, so still trying to learn how to use it. I guess I need a browser window. I'm gonna mess with GLFW today. Shirakumo. I don't think I need anything else. So this looks like the GitHub page, and this right here I think is documentation that I want. I don't know if I need anything else. Oh, you know what I do want to do is grab this though. And then open up Windows Terminal, which is defaulted to Debian for me. It always removes the focus when I first open that up for some reason. Like, I was able to type tmux and then it just went away for some reason after a couple minutes or seconds. Kind of annoying. And for some reason, I was always doing these videos in the WW folder. Maybe because I was doing a Hutch and Toot video or something. I don't know why I started doing that. But yeah, it must have been. So here, I guess I can make a directory called gitted. And then I think I copied that URL. This error is complaining that warning's because I'm saving from the Linux side to the Windows side. And for some reason, it doesn't like that. I haven't found that it causes any problems. And it doesn't seem much slower anyway. I believe that's all I needed. So I can move that over there. Maybe I'll split the window for now. I don't remember if I had these fonts bigger in the past. Hopefully that'll be big enough. I don't know, because I usually use SDL when trying to mess with OpenGL. And then Shirakumo and quite a lot of people use GLFW instead because it's such a smaller thing. SDL is like a whole environment for making games, and I think GLFW might be smaller just for the little window. I don't know, because it's something I never really played with. And I don't know if you have to have this installed, because I think I had that installed already. So I want to say if I want to update it, it's like QL update dist maybe. Yeah. And then I believe his is Shirakumo maybe. And I already have that because I updated it yesterday or today when I started playing with this stuff. I think that was yesterday. But I don't know if you have to have this installed already, because it might not come. Some of Shin's stuff comes in its own distro. I'm not even sure what I would search for. I think his website's like Tymoon, maybe. Just put Tymoon. And then QL dist, maybe. And then Shirakumo, I believe, is his company, maybe. Shirakumo, maybe this will have. And then let's just see if GLF GLFW is here, yeah. So it might not actually be inside Quick Lisp unless you run this command right here first. This will install his distribution in Quick Lisp. Now keep in mind, Quick Lisp doesn't download things over HTTPS. So everything it downloads is over HTTP. So you could say that it's not secure and that it's suspect or subject to man-in-the-middle attacks, which over the internet is less likely than on your own network, unless someone was actually targeting Quick Lisp, which Common Lisp isn't very popular. So just keep that in mind. There are ways to force it. Like one, you could use a proxy locally and download, make it force HTTP downloads to go to HTTPS. So a local proxy is one way. And then there's another one where there's a package that makes it to where it'll download everything over curl. And then you have Drachma and a couple other things that are in Common Lisp that you could also happen. So you could make it start downloading. But the problem with these is you already have to have installed Quick Lisp in the package that you need to run Drachma. So you might use proxy first. With curl you don't, but curl you'd have to have that on your system. But that's just something to keep in mind. That Quick Lisp is not secure download. And I don't think they just put that on their page either for whatever reason. And it's just something that's always been overlooked. I think people are just happy to have Quick Lisp. But people have solved it doing things I just talked about. One day I'm going to make a video about that, of how to do that securely. So, so that's how you would update it. I just showed how you would download it. And I think I just need to use these docs now here. Possibly. So, now that I already have it installed, so I'll say QL, quick load, GLFW. And if you didn't have it installed, then this is how it would. Actually, see right now it's updating. Probably because I ran that command right here that updated stuff. So it has to do this. Once it's loaded, then it won't do this anymore. So the first time stuff changes, it'll have to, let's say, compile it, for lack of a better knowledge of what it's doing there. And then I'm going to create a package. So this init right here, you're going to have to run this every time. I wonder if when you destroy it, every time you shut down, this init has to be ran before you can do anything, I guess. Any command in here. I'm just hitting Control L, goes to the bottom, middle, top. And then create a package. I think it's safe to say OGL, I don't know. But I want to use something short. And so I'm going to use the CL package in there. And then rather than, for every one of these commands, we have to type this before it. So I'm going to shorten that. And that's with a local nickname. And then give it the nickname you want to use first, which I'll just say GLFW. And this right here, I guess, is what I'm shortening. So shirakumo.fraf.glfw. What did I misspell? So def package, so GLUCL local nickname. Is it local nicknames maybe? It might be what I misspelled. Let's see. So local nicknames. And then now I want to go in that package. And then now we can run init shorter like this. And now it's basically initializing the library. And then we can say make instance. And we'll call this GLFW window. And this right here, I'm not giving it a name. So we could like put a def parameter in front of this, but at least we have a window pop up like this now. And then while I'm thinking about it, there's a way also, because I'm going to set this later, but I don't want to run this window again without it. So it's like GL get string, I think, and then version. And right here, this is an NVIDIA card I have. I want to say this is the OpenGL version 4.6, and usually you want to have like 3.3, so like 3.3 or major 3, minor 3 is, you don't want to be using anything lower than that normally today. And I believe this number is something that you can see in DXDiag. Under display. And right here you'll see the version right here, 5612. And that might tell you like the OpenGLs you can run right here, which I think these are DirectX. And then you have to look up what the DirectX comparison 12.1 to OpenGL would be, which I'm guessing it's this right here. Anyway, now that I ran this other command and this doesn't have a name, there's not really a way for me to play with this window. Like right now I could say star star and that gives me this. But if I had ran like several commands here, oops, B and let's say like C, then star, 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 and star. As far back I can go as A. So if I'm in a Sly here, I can do this. If you're not, you wouldn't want to do that, I guess. But if I hit Alt Enter, then now star is this again. And what that will let me do is just be able to destroy that. So if I say GLFW destroy star, meaning the last thing that was returned, pluses are the last thing that was entered. So I entered a star up there earlier. 3 things back, I guess. You can only go 3 back. And this is what we'll have to do if we want to tell it to use 3.3 or whatever. Context version major. And most of the OpenGL tutorials, they just tell you use 3.3, so that's probably what I'll be doing. And then I'm going to type pull events. Maybe I shouldn't do that, just to show, but I don't know. When I type commands, it's not going to keep up with what I'm typing, so I'm just going to throw this in here every once in a while. I'll just do it now. There needs to be an S on there. I always misspell this. Pull events. I don't know if a window has to be open to do this either. I guess not. I could return nil though, but this just lets it update. Like if I was trying to move a window around, it's not going to see the move. It'll just sit there. So I guess I probably shouldn't have typed that just so I could show you that, but whatever. So def macro start when, let's say. And then we'll give it a window. And I'm making this a macro so I can give it a name rather than using a let. If I use this as a function, I wouldn't be able to, I'd have to hard code the name like win4 or win3 or win. But I wouldn't be able to use a special variable like win or win2 and keep changing them every time that I created one, because a function won't let you do that. So if I say make instance, and then we'll say GLFW window, And this is for context version major 3. I don't know if it's going to get much wider. I also have to change this, but let's just see. Minor 3. Give it a title. Let's just say open GL play, even though I'm not really going to do any OpenGL, so maybe I'll just call it GLFW. W play. And then width. So I kind of wanted to go through some of the OpenGL tutorials. See if I can get that working with Common Lisp. I did it again. I always misspell this name. And that's why I'm kind of messing with this right now. Now I'll be able to use start when. Oops. And then give it a, I'm just going to use when like this. And now I have a window. And if I wanted to like, oh, well, we can run that command again. Control R, GL, get string. See, now it's got the 3.3 right here. And then have a state, so we can get the state of a window. And I think that these are like normal hidden. Unless there's one other one. So we'll click on state right here. Iconified, hidden, maximized, or normalized. So I think even like maximize, it might not work if I didn't run that poll events. So here we can say GLFW maximize when, let's say. And notice that this was the old window, but it was like 800 by 600, so that's not legit either. But this right here basically seems like it maximized inside here and made this smaller because this is like not maximizing to the screen, but maximizing in here. It made it bigger or something. But I want to say if I would have hid this first, and that might be because I need to run that poll events command again. It's usually in a loop. The poll events gets ran. So now if I do the maximize, and then now let's do a GLFW show. Maybe it'll be big. There you go. So let's say this is what it should have done the first time. And then just to test it, we'll say GLFW poll events. And then let's say GLFW, I think there's iconify, which I think we'll just shrink it and throw it down. What did I do wrong? It's supposed to actually be iconify. W. Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry. I forgot to put the window there. Which I didn't have that window up. But now I can't see it either anywhere. Here it is, but it's not there. So GLFW normal. When It'll never fail me to stop doing that. Normal not found. Oh, it's restore, sorry. That's just a status, I guess. All right. Well, I do want to make it normal, though. So if I say restore again, now it's back to normal. GLFW show. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. Although I never do when I make these videos. So I'm just going to have to resize this thing, maybe. I thought there was a way I could just make it go back to normal, but maybe not. So maybe I should just do get size. Which, let me go see how to do that, I guess. There's a location. Or maybe it's just to get width. That's when, maybe. 1920. So if we're changing the size, I wonder if I can just set those directly. Let me just see if there's a size here. There's the width. That's what I just tried. There's a size also. And this is a generic function size. So if I say GLFW size when, and then if I say, it's kind of confusing because the generic function, the way it shows here, set of size window. Like, I don't know why he's got this written like this. I'm sure it makes sense to someone, but the set of should really look like this. I don't know. I don't think that's a good way to write that, but maybe that's just a normal way to write it. So basically the easiest way to do it is just, this is how I get the size. And so just have that and then set up this and then put what you want it to be. And then this right here says it's a list. So I think I'll have to say like 800 by 600 here. And I guess I can't pull that up. Set of GLFW size when, oh, I just said it has to be a list and then I didn't put it in one. Right. And then now, maybe if I'd have ran poll events before that, it would have did it right. But you can always just hide the win and then show it. And then there, now we're back. For some reason, it kept another window there. What's going on now? So, GLFW poll events. Quit acting stupid. Okay, it did. I'm not sure you're supposed to just mess with this window like I'm doing. It's like it should be in some kind of loop probably, and then that way you could run poll events. And there's another one like swap buffers or something that's kind of important. And I guess to make it a little bit smoother like this, because of the way I'm doing it, you could run some of this in a prog-in probably. So if I was to say, I don't really want to run maximize again though. So let's just do it like this, just to show like GLFW hide, and then I can say GLFW whatever, some command, and then I'd say restore, let's say, and I probably need to put one here too, and then it'll hide it and then restore it and do whatever command, and then I won't have to worry about using that pull events. Or I could put pull events in here, and then maybe I wouldn't have to have like the hide there, I guess. Might be a way to do it too. And so there was the height and the width, and I guess there's a size. Is there one that shows like the size limits maybe? Oh, it was right there. Size limits. So we can say like GLFW size limits when. I guess this shows you how big it can go. On why I don't just double check that. And I want to say it said if there's any of these are nil. Like if anything comes back nil, it has a limit. So these are not nil, but it's not really telling me what the limit is, but I guess there is a limit. I already did how to set the size because I had to do that to fix this. So I wonder. There's another one that I was messing with that's kind of scary, especially since I'm trying to stream or record a video, but I'll try it right now, I think. It has to do with the monitor, not the video mode. I think it's just monitor itself. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, it's telling me not to mess with this really. So it's saying don't directly create instances of this. Instead, use list monitors. Is this the one I'm thinking of though? Is there another monitor? This says monitor and there's another monitor. So I guess this one's the function. Oh no, here's the one. This might be like if you had a game and you want to use that window as a game and it takes over the whole screen. I don't know. We'll see how this goes because last time it was actually changing the resolution, which I guess is, well, I'll show this. But let's just see. What happened if I run that? So this is just showing the generic monitor, right? Now I'm going to set up this to T. Oops. Set off this to T. I think that's what I did. Oh yeah. Now this window just kind of took over everything. And if I Alt-Tab, it doesn't seem to care. So I have no idea, like if I minimize everything maybe, then yeah, this window's just here to stay for a while. The only way I could figure out how to get around this was to use the Windows tab, which I usually don't use very often, but I'm going to use it here. And then I want to drag this window to the second desktop. And I'll go back to the first desktop. Get my instructions back. And then that window's still over there. And it's at full screen. And then I want to say I do the same thing that I did last time. You know, I wonder if that window was over here, if I could have hit it. I mean, I really wonder if that would have been the way to do it. Oh, but I couldn't even see the screen. Never mind. I had to move it over there to be able to do anything with it. So who cares if I could hide it or not? I can't type. I wonder if I was typing in those windows back there, though. I'll try that out sometime on my own rather than bugging people with this. So GLFW size of win, and then we'll give it a 800 by 600 again. Okay, now I'm trying to resize that window over there, but notice I have resized my actual resolution of my display. So I guess the first thing I want to do is change this back. This is why I was scared to play with it in the stream or no recording, because I really don't know what's happening right now as far as my record's going. Okay, so this came back. Okay, so I wonder, I set that monitor, where was the T? Can I just control R, T, backspace, there we go. I want to run this, but I want to change this to nil. Because what I'm trying to do is make that not be controlling my display, I guess. And I'm going to say GLFW hide, which I should probably do poll events here, but I don't think I knew about poll events when I fixed this last time. So maybe that means I should try it. Poll events. GLFW. And then set off GLFW size. I'm sure you did this already somewhere. Probably just go back in my history and grab it. Has to be a list. 800 by 600. Now if I go look, I don't even brought OBS up here. Why is my OBS the title of this thing? That's weird. Windows tab. So this came back. So let's hit Windows tab again and move this over here. Yeah. Poll events, will it fix this on its own like last time? So I'm just going to say prog n, and then GLFW hide when, and then GLFW show when. So what is this window here? I wonder if I can come over here and tell this to hide. Show, hide. And then we'll say show. Oops. All right. So I think that other window was, I had my OBS hidden down here in the taskbar. And for some reason, it was freaking out. Let me just make sure this isn't freaking out anymore if I show it. I think it's supposed to look kind of like that. Sorry, but I don't know what I'm doing, so that's the way it goes. And then we can move our window around and get the location. So, because it's not in the loop though, it's still going to be kind of funky for a while. There is a loop, like a macro, to play with. Location, when, So 1147 is where it's at. If I tell it to move somewhere, then unless I hide it, you're not going to see the window move because I have to hide it and then show it type of deal. So here we can use pull events probably a little bit better. And especially if you throw it in a loop. So let's just try to change the location real quick. I'm just going to throw this in here. I don't know if I should pull my event before or after, but let's just see. GLFW pull events. And then setf GLFW location when, and then let's just make it this had to be a list. Is it a list? I think so. This is a list too, maybe. List 5, and that one's 47, so let's just try 200. Did I misspell it again? Yes. Like, I don't know why I can't just pay attention to that. Too many elements in list 520 to satisfy XY. Exactly 2 expected, we got 3. Oh, yeah, duh. Because I typed list and put this here. There we go. So here, if we said 0, and then just make this 100. Okay. So now we can kind of move that window around a little bit. And then I guess. And so what, we can move a window around, but I want to play with that a little bit. What if I guess the other thing too is if I move this, I noticed, if I use that GLFW location when, and then now if I move this with the mouse and run this again, then it didn't notice. See, they're the same. So will pull events figure that out, I wonder? Yeah. So move it with the mouse. It's not going to know it's moved until you pull the event. Which maybe we can make a loop real quick. Just to move the window around or something. And let me just see. So the count, just say like 60. I don't know how far we can go. And I better pull the events, I guess. I guess if I was tab completing some of this, I wouldn't get so many mistakes. Oh, I correct them earlier. But like locations going to allocate, I don't know what I did, but there we go. I switched some stuff around and I really don't like it. But I hadn't messed with this in so long. So I want to set the location and it has to be a list. And the first one's X. And I don't want to move my X, let's say. I'll just move the Y. So I want to say I can just say like GLFW location when. And this way my X will always be the same. and when like this. But this one I do want to alter. So I'll add second to get the Y. And let's just move it by second of that and give it 5 pixels. But we won't be able to see that at all. So if we add a sleep, maybe sleep 0.01. So when's unbound. For some reason that did it backwards. Control C, Control O clears that. And then somewhere I missed a little starry deal. Asterisk. Type real. Oh, I think I see what it did. Because I want my X here. There we go. And I think we can just go over here and do a -5 to get it back where it was. So I forgot to get the first part of there. And then there's some low-level functions which I haven't messed with at all. But to mess with these, we have to put the whole name there, I think. Let me go back to the top. To this right here. Because I need to use that, I think. So it's just org.shirakumo.fraf.glfw. And then here, let's say set window position. And then if you use these right here, wait, I need to tab complete that. Nope. This did though, right? Yes. .cffi is why. Set window. So, like, normally I can go like this. This is why I'm having so much trouble. Somehow I broke my, I guess, fuzzy completion. So I can't do it the way I'm used to it. So, just kind of throwing me off. And I can't spell GLFW for some reason. Pointer. I'm running off the screen here. Let me just come down here. So here you have to use a pointer. No, I'm going to use the pointer of when. And then you can alter this. Now I can't see my window for some reason. So I'm going to cut this. And GLFW show maybe? Show which window? This one. Can I see it now? Nope. Yep. Sometimes it takes a moment to update stuff. I'm going to run the poll events just because. And then now I'll paste this back. And then notice that moved using the lower level CFFI commands. And I think that was 045. So put it back over there. That's the only one that I bothered. I just saw they were there and I used that one. The rest of them I don't know. But if, I guess what Shin has in here, all the things you see, if you don't see what you want and you know more about GLFW, one of those commands, then you can use this CFFI commands. But just know, like, you're supposed to move it with pointers if you're using this. I don't have to do that because I'm not using that. And then you can also get your cursor. GLFW. Let's say it's cursor location. But you still need a window. And then here's my cursor right here. And if I move it over here, and then run that command again. And I haven't noticed like pull events messing with this, but it probably does. But I think just every time I've done it, maybe I haven't had to run that command because I just did it a minute ago though. So, but you can't do that. And I want to see you can set it. So let me move my cursor. Well, I'll move it over here and see if I can move it the other way. So if I come back over here, can I move my cursor without clicking that window though? Is a question. So I'm going to go like this to get the last location, which is closer to where my typing is. And say set F, and then do the, I should just do it like this. Set F, and then just use the last command I typed in. And it did not move. So I'm going to do star to get the last thing I had up there again. And then the GLFW pull events. So to find out where the mouse is, maybe I should just do a prog in here actually. And then, nope, can't do that. Can I just copy this? No. For some reason I can never copy with my mouse. That's another thing I never figure out how to get going right on here. And then now I can move my mouse though. So I'll try to get it back over here. Nope. So before I run this command, let's just do GLFW. Cursor location. And GLFW pull events. Oh, you know what? I was just asking myself. Show me the stupid window. Why does it keep doing that? There's a GLFW focus also. And then let's do a show. Now let me click in this window. Now that I've clicked on that window, I think I can go ahead and run this command. But not until I do this other one. Okay. I don't know if I need to click in the window again or not, but I will. So if I put that back, that's where my mouse is now. So let me put it way over here and run it. And it didn't do anything. I wonder if it's because of this. All right, here's my mouse. I'm gonna click the window over here. My mouse cursor's over there. Nope, I'm not being able to move my mouse. Oh no, I'll try it one more time. You can move your mouse, I have done it. But perhaps that's not the purpose of this anyway. That's where my mouse is at. I'll put it up here just in case. Right. It's saying it moved. Oh, it's because I didn't actually move it. Derp. Oh well. I don't know. A couple times, like the first time I did that, it worked. Then I tried it later on again. I couldn't get it to work, but clicking the window seemed to make it work. I guess if you have more than one monitor, you can use GLFW list monitor. And it'll list all your monitors. And I think there was like a primary monitor. So whichever one's the primary monitor. This is just returning the same thing. I only have one monitor. And then you can get the video modes. GLFW. Put a space there so I can tab complete. I think it's video modes. Video mode. There might be two of them, video modes and video mode. So that's like all the possible modes. I can't scroll up with my mouse cursor. My little scrolly thing doesn't work. And then if we get rid of the modes and just put mode, I think that shows the current one that I'm in right now. And then another one that was here, it's like work area maybe. Is there a work? Yeah. Work area. GLFW. Primary. And then notice the 1080 part of it's gone, which I think might be subtracting this guy right there maybe. What else is there with this thing? I don't think I destroyed a window yet, which I was having to do a lot before. We do have a macro, so I guess. So we can just grab our window. GLFW destroys how we destroy the window. What did I do wrong? Story. That gets rid of the window. And then I can just use my macro to bring it back. But I can also shut down. So I guess when you're done, you want to shut down. And you don't have to put a window there because I just killed it. And then this claims that it releases everything, shuts everything down, and frees all the memory. But I have created more than one window at a time and was messing around. And then when I shut down, there were still windows. So I don't know if they were just some kind of like leftover artifact or shutdown doesn't really do what it's supposed to be doing. I don't know. Well, I take that back. It's not a leftover artifact because if I close down, like if I close Lisp, if I kill SBCL and quit it, then it goes away. So just know that GLFW shutdown doesn't do all it's supposed to do all the time. It might be because I messed something up, which more than likely I did, but. And now if I want to run anything again, I have to reinitialize it. And then now I can do the start win. And just bring back a window. So that's something to keep in mind. And then that's enough of some of the goofy stuff, I guess. Not actually do something. I think I need to see. I want to use escape key though. GLFW escape. And I think they call those like group keys. This right here might be the one. So if I say escape here, then escape key is 256. So I should be able to use that. Wonder if I came over here. I got that earlier. And just grep minus IR. I want to say escape. Yeah, so I guess if they're on the same line, to be lazy, instead of using a regular expression, do it like this. And then right here you see in low level, there's an escape key. And while I'm here, I want to know low level what like the up and down arrow keys are. Some left mouse button. You just see like up. So here we go, page up, page down, left to right, backspace. These are the keys. So to move right, left, up, down, I can just use these. And escape, I can just use escape. So that way I don't have to use those numbers. So maybe, I don't know if I need those guys anymore. So if we say GLFW key state 256 when it's released. So if I say escape, it's released. So what I want to do here is like say if equal, actually, if equal this release, then I want to print escape goes up. Okay. And then best way maybe to do a function here, you think, just to see what I'm trying to do is make it to where if I hit escape key, the window will close. Because right now, it won't even close if I hit that. And that is when still, right? Okay. Well, that is getting kind of wide, but I do want to be able to see this thing here. So we're going to do a function. And this is what they called in the GLFW tutorial. It's just a function called process input. Say like putting input code here. And then if someone, can I call this and put all my stuff in there, I wonder? So if equal GLFW key state escape. And here we just use when. And then someone presses this. Then we'll set off. There's a GLFW should close P when to T. And then GLFW should close P. I have to put my win there. It's nil right now. That's not going to close it, I don't think. But it lets it know that it should close, and then you can use something else to trigger that. Or will it actually close it? I want to say it's not going to close it, but it'll let the X close it. So right now X can't close because it's freaking out. So if I say, oops, if I just run this again, say set F this to T, then so if I ask this again, I wonder if I have to put that GLFW whole events. And there's another one. GLFW swap buffers. I wouldn't think this would have to do with that little closing thing there. And whole events. Now can I close this thing like this? No, guess not. Let me see. How can I get that thing back? Guess I won't. If I do this, will it be white again now? So I guess I'm not trying to close it with that X button yet. I don't know if I ever figured that out. So, but what this will do is let me control a loop, kind of, to get me. I can use that to get out of my loop, I guess. Which means I need to set this back to nil. Kind of weird that there's no return value there. So I'll use that to get out of my loop, I guess. Loop until GLFW should close P when process input. So basically I don't want to close my window until this is set. This is set, and I'll be able to use my code to check this and then take it out. I'll close the window. I don't know if I ever figure out how to deal with that X or not. Do process input, which I think is why I started all this, and then maybe I never finished it. So process input's using my escape button, if this is working correctly. And then, just because I'm in a loop, I'm going to swap my buffers, because normally you should be doing this. And I want to say if I don't run some of these commands, then the windows aren't going to act correct anyway. And then GLFW, hold events, bring every loop. Here I could close. So if I put a finally here, say finally, GLFW destroy. When? Okay. So now if I come over here and hit escape, it kills that window. So I have to start our window back up. I'm just going to do it with the mouse. And then I will do a pull event just so it knows where I moved it. Else it won't even know that. And then kind of use the same thing I just did. And then, well, I want to add Control J. I'm hitting Control J to put the new line there instead of enter, so it doesn't enter the code I have there. Then there's a clear color, so we can say like GL. Now this is actually OpenGL code, I guess. So GL clear color. And then 0.8, let's just say 0.8, 0.8, RGB, and then there's an alpha channel here. Control J. And then GL clear. And what are we going to clear with? So you choose the color first, then you clear it, the color buffer. And then notice that the background changed. Oh man, I didn't want to keep the destroy in there though. Let's click over here to escape. Come back over here and just update this line. To finally should just be setting the should close P for me. I don't even want to do that because every time I have to say don't close it. But I do have to get out of my loop to come back to my code. So let's just try this first. Set of GLFW should close P. The window. Send this back to nil. Instead of true, actually. So what we'll do is the process events is gonna make it to where if I escape, then I can break out of this loop. And then finally it's just gonna set it back. Actually, it's going to do it like this. And cut this. Because I don't think I started my window back. So start. Where is my window that I started? I thought I started a window. But it's dead. Start. When. Again. Like I moved it and then I said pull events. Maybe I ran code somewhere. Oh yeah, I destroyed it again. Never mind. Pull events again, just so it has that. Man, how do I do that? Alt Y? Okay, so Control Y paste, Alt Y will cycle through the things you had in your kill ring or clipboard for normal people. Should close P. Now, because right now I'm stuck inside here in my REPL. I can't type stuff that matters anyway. But if I come over here and escape, then it's not closing the window or anything, but it's getting out of my loop and let me come back over here. Technically, I could start another REPL up while this one's locked up and then have them connected together and type in them to do stuff, but I don't know if I'll have to do that right now. And then I think really the last thing I want to do unless we just want to change the colors to something else, but we saw how to change the colors. So the color is actually changing rather than just being some light gray that messed up, because that's almost what that light gray might look like. Of course, that's a really pretty color there. So let's just go back to destroy when, and we'll get a new one back. And then maybe if we wanted to try to move these things around, I could put all these process keys in the process input thing, but let's just see. So I don't know if this will work because there's that focus, but I want to try like to put initially, because I don't know if that focus works the way I want it to. We can try it, I guess. So like focus when. That way I don't have to click the window, supposedly. And we want to run until GLFW should close P. Of the window actually is true. We'll run until that's set, actually. Until J2 should close v win. Because that's actually going to be true or no. And then do poll events. And then already have the process. Process input. Can this work right here, I wonder? Control C, Control O. That just gets rid of all the junk. And so now if I come over here and escape. All right. Now I probably should put all this other code, most of it inside process input. But I'm not going to keep typing this stuff. I don't think this is my last. Yeah, because I don't want to think about it. I might do it one more time, but I can just not think about it as much if I just be lazy right now. So that's going to close that. And then now we got to grab the location. Right. So now I want to let X needs to be the first, so we're going to move the X and Y. So what I'm trying to do now is move the window around with the keys inside a loop. So let X be the first of GLFW location of window. Let Y be the second of GLFW, which I misspelled up here. Location of the window. And then we'll have an if equal GLFW key state up of the window if it's pressed. So if we hit up, then we want to set the location of the window to a list of X, and up will be Y, so we'll decrement Y by 10. I need to make this a little bit wider. Oops. And I wanted to resize the bottom of my window. Hold on a second. Move this over a little bit. I did it again. Tell you what. Let me just resize it myself. really sure why it does that. This Windows trying to be a tiling window manager. But it's way better than it's been in the past for sure. So I'm not going to complain too much. You know, I guess I could just copy this code here. And we want to say if down's pressed. Then we want to incf this. And here we'll say left. And we'll take fx. And we'll put our y there. And then here, we'll go to our right. Here, we want to incf here actually, right? I said I wanted to decaf here, but I didn't change it. Okay. I want to say, do I close my let there? Because this has nothing to do with the let. GLFW, and here we want to swap buffers of when. And finally, just so I can get my window back where I want it, setf GLFW should close P the when. So nil. And right here, if I don't put this here, the window moves really fast. I almost want to show that, but just like if it works, it's going to fly off the screen. I want to say without the swap buffer, whenever you move stuff, it moves really far. So you think this would just be to swap the picture on and off, but apparently it affects more than that. And if I didn't misspell GLFW somewhere, oh, let me say that. If I didn't do it everywhere. Oops, it was correct there. Like I'm not even gonna look, I'm just gonna try. And what I was trying to do was make this loop. Why didn't that lock it up? So with this initially, I was trying to make it focus. And although it's focused, it actually didn't click on it. So here you can see that it moves around. Escape. And no, didn't do it again. Oh well. At least I can move my window around. Okay, so after all that, there is a game loop here, I think. A loop? Is it on this one maybe? So here's like a simple macro with game loop. to create a simple variable frame rate game loop with window initialization for quick tests and experiments. So basically, all that stuff I was just doing would probably be best served inside this game loop. And here's where it was talking about CFFI. So I don't think I want my window anymore with this game loop. Probably creates its own, you think? So GLFW destroy when? I think I'll just GLFW shut down and GLFW init to bring it back. So we start a little cleaner. And this is with game loop. It's showing down here. It wants a window. So I'm going to try to just give it a window star like I've been doing. No, it's going to complain here, I think. So I'm just going to call it win2 just so we know it's not something else. I don't know what DT is supposed to be. But I don't think it can be a constant like a number. I think this has to be a list here, actually. And I'm going to try to do this f equal, which I might just use that process. And that's probably set up where the X already closes, but not the escape button probably. So I'll just retype it so we can remember. If I don't, then it's just like something we did too long ago. The process events one. So escape. And then we called it win2. Press. Set F. GLFW should close. P. Win2. T. And here we got a window. I can't close it with that either. It's freaking out because of this. So I hit Q inside this debugger. And then Control C, Control O to clear the last output only. You see right here. Just clear that trash out, and everything else should still be there. Oh, sorry, I didn't read right here what the error was. 0 is not a symbol and cannot be used as a local variable. Does that mean I can type anything there? Like, I don't understand. Control C0 to get rid of that junk again. So if I just put, it's asking for DT, so I'll put TD. You said breaks input error. Too few elements in, should close P to satisfy. Okay, so now I can do this. So this goes like this. So it's working now. The variable TD is defined but never used. And if I don't define it, you're gonna cry though, right? only other thing I want to try is like def parameter dt. Now I get no errors. So, I mean, I don't know. We could retype all that stuff out, I guess, inside the game loop. See if it runs smoother or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessary, though. Just if we would have put everything that was in there in here instead. I don't even know if it'll make a difference, let's say, but if I was to come over here, I don't need the until. I don't need the poll events. I would need the process events. Possibly all this stuff. I don't need to swap buffers. So if I copied all this, got rid of that, and then came over here, got rid of that, and pasted this stuff in. Yeah. So the value no, blah, blah, blah. Control C0 to get rid of that trash. And everywhere where it says win2 or win star, I think I need to put win2 there. I think I could get away with changing this one only though. But now it's going to complain because this should be a special variable and it's being used as not one. And then now I can move this around. Just this isn't good convention here. All these should be win2s or something, I would think. Since that's not actually a global variable or a special variable. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's any smoother. But definitely smarter to do that, I guess, than all the other stuff I did. And I can actually use a close button there with game loop. So let's come back over here and grab -ir with game loop. Documentation, package, wrapper.lisp. So here it looks like the macro is defined. So let's go look at that real quick. And then I'll say with game loop. And here's that macro defined. So it's using some gen sums. And it's using time, like last time, new time, time resolution. So it looks like that DT might be like for delta time or something. Unwind protect. It's creating the window. And it's using way to know like when the last like time was. So like it's using ticks or something. Which is, I don't know, a little advanced for me to be worrying about. But it's probably necessary. It's all that stuff's like so you don't have to do how I was having to hide windows and stuff, I guess. That's pretty much it, except for one last thing. One last thing would be if I use, whether I use a macro or not, but let's just use a def parameter, let's say. And I'll just call this one win1. If you compile this from the repl, Compile this from a file. So I'll just type it out here. Make instance. Then it'll hide the window, and I don't know how to unhide it, no matter what I try. So whatever, blah, hidden. And then I don't even care about the width and height. I don't think I need that right now. Let me just make sure this works. Yeah, I just can't spell it all today. Is it crying because it's not initialized? Is that what it just said? Yeah, it is. Okay. I guess the game loop closed that and shut it down or something. And then, like, how do I, like, it's not locked up, so I'll just say GLFW destroy win1. Okay. Now I need to start a file. XF. We're in C. WW, is it? And this is just trash. Dot GLFW dot Lisp. And then Control X2 down at the bottom. Control XO to come down here. Control XB and just enter because it's the last thing. What I'm going to do is just copy what I did. And then here I'm going to compile this. Control C compiles it and throws it down there. And if I was at the end, then Control X, Control E would just run it without compiling it. Either way, as far as I can tell. Control C. There's a win. I don't know if you saw it blink and it disappeared. I don't even see the icon down there right now. But see, this window's hidden. I want to say sometimes it has an icon here, but I saw the window blink super fast and fly down. And you see it's hidden, so it's not dead. If it wasn't there anymore, it'd say dead. But I can't unhide this window no matter what I try. So, like, GLFW shows how I usually do this. Win1. Oh my gosh. This is so horrible. I can't spell those 4 letters. Restore. It's just always hidden no matter what. I can destroy it still. So yeah, no matter what I tried. And then now if I say just win1, see that window's dead. So for whatever reason, no matter what, if you compile it from here, it hides that window. So that's something to keep in mind, I guess.